purpose of this is going to be to give you a quick demo on how you will use the system as a salesperson. We're going to, each one of you will have a separate login and be able to go in and record your contracts, submit them through the Chamber. The Chamber will then approve them, and you can communicate in the system about those contracts. You can also track your progress towards the big trips and the likes. And so we've got the screen you're looking at here is the home page, shows your goal and progress towards the goal. Important part on this screen is that it says there's an additional $27,000 and 32 pending contracts here for you. You'll see that change. Basically every contract that you put in is marked as pending until it is marked as sold, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to hop over to a demo system so I can actually create some contracts without polluting your live system. But when everything's ready to go live and you guys are ready to kick in, you will receive an email that gives you a link that you can go in and create your password. And once you log in with your password, you can then connect it to Facebook if you'd like to, if you want to simplify your passwords and all of that. And there's a couple little extra benefits of that, but that is possible in the system. So I'm going to hop over here to this demo system and give you a demo in there. And let me magnify this screen up a bit so you can see a little better. So again, same concept, just a little different login screen. I'm going to log in as Jocelyn. Jocelyn is just a normal salesperson in the system. And basically everything you see here is geared with you in mind. So just going across the top, this is the home page, kind of gives you a general summary of sales across the entire campaign. This sell tab here is where you'll find items to sell. My sales is a space for you to track your sales and your progress towards your incentive levels. Your team, you can actually click on this to see reports about other members of your team, and then there's another reports tab that kind of shows you overall campaign information. So this area in the upper right here is just kind of consider this like a quick start area. You can find products to sell by price and just in general. This link here is pretty important. This is how you're going to enter a new membership. And so if you're entering a new person for an existing company, or you're entering an entirely new company, you'll want to put that in here this way first. If you're selling someone a new membership and a sponsorship contract, record the new membership first, and then you won't have to all of the company information will be there for you when you actually record the sponsorship contract, and then you don't have to do anything extra for that. Below that here is a campaign leaderboard. I'll show you in a minute. Basically think of this like a golf leaderboard. You'll have sales totals and leaders for the teams and individuals for the week and for the campaign to date. And then down here, we've got a couple sales tips if you want to click on that and read through it. Your campaign manual will also be up here online, so if you can't find the PDF they sent you or whatever, you'll be able to download these and print these off or whatever you need to do. So some additional contact information about your teams will be in this area, very bottom. The important part down here is the campaign events calendar. Basically everything that's campaign related will be in this square, and you'll be able to you can add the events straight to your Outlook calendar if you've got something like that that you use for emails. So let me go into the first tab here, which is the Sell tab. This is by far the most important tab when it comes to actually recording the contracts and finding products to sell. You guys, we've actually put in previous contracts for you guys already, so you're going to have actually two tabs in your system. You have this product search tab, and then you have this sell renewals to my 2011 sales tab. I'll talk about this one in a minute, but just for now, let's say I want to go out and look for something related to the golf tournament. Just hit enter there. While that's searching, I can tell you that you could filter by dates. You can also search by price, and so you can actually filter high limits and low limits. So say if I want to do like a cap of just $2,000, but they want to spend at least $500, you can filter like that. The important part about this date filter is that it filters events and it filters publications by date. So a publication being your newsletter or banner ads on the website or something like that. Obviously those come out on certain date ranges, so that would be important if somebody was opening, say, a branch office in September and they wanted to actually perhaps put something in the newsletter that says, hey, check us out, we got a new location, and then they also want to sponsor an event that's actually in that same time range, so you can actually filter those things out that way if you'd like. So by default, we do exclude sold out products here, so what you're seeing down here are just items that are available for sale. And so again, I just put in the word golf, and I found everything related to the golf tournament. You can also use, look for words, if somebody wants to do like a gold sponsorship, or if you want to do silver sponsorship or presenting, or any word actually you could kind of think of just in here to search there that will help you find the products in here pretty quickly. So so down here we show you the quantity that are available, the pending and sold. Pending obviously is one of those contracts that has been put into the system by somebody but has not yet been approved by the chamber. And so let's say I want to go in here to the gold sponsor. Say we just want to I found somebody who's going to be the gold sponsor for the golf tournament. I just click on the name of the sponsorship level, and that's going to pull up some information for me about this event. So I'm magnified in a little bit so it lays out a little weird, but this is how this page normally looks. And so it's a 3-step process. You just find the product to sell, which is this screen, and then the next step is you'll fill out the contract and submit it to the chamber. So here's that gold sponsorship level I was talking about. Let me magnify that up again. Okay, so for gold sponsorship, you could be sold or traded. If I click on presenting sponsorship, it'll expand that out, kind of give you a quick list of benefits. This one can only be sold, so it cannot be traded. In our system, the difference between a sell and a trade is just how the customer is paying. So if you want to trade something out with somebody, that I'll show you on the next screen how that's determined. But basically, for this example, let's just say we're going to sell this gold sponsorship. So once we get into that, we've got the contract here. We just fill out the contract. Here's a list of benefits. If there were any obligations here, they would be listed. Sometimes there's obligations on the publications. Some people get confused that I bought an ad and I expected that to come with someone to design the ad for me. If you want in your TRC there'll be explanations of that. If you require signage or the chamber requires somebody to give them their logo to be included in advertisements for the event, then that would be listed there as well. So again, it's sold by Jocelyn because I'm logged in as Jocelyn. And here all you have to do is pick the customer out of the list. So if they're an existing chamber member, they will be in this list for you, and it will be all populated here. So I'm just going to randomly pick somebody. I don't know. Assured title. Great. So here's a assured title, selling it to Tanya here. If you need to enter a new customer, again, what I mentioned there, that box in the upper right, sell the membership first, and then they will appear in this magic list here. If you're selling to a non-member, you just want to enter a new customer, you can click this tab. And basically all this says is, hey, I'm going to take you to a screen, you could fill it out, but I'm going to bring you right back where you started. So you're not going to lose your place halfway through this contract. So we're selling this to assured title. You pick a payment method. And again, like I was mentioning, if you wanted to be a trade, this is the trade agreement tab. That's the difference between trade and any other items. But this is not an e-commerce system. This is a contract management system. The money will be handled by the chamber in their membership management system that's separate from this. This is just helping the chamber to figure out if they should invoice them or know that they should be expecting a check, or if they need to contact them to get the credit card information. There's a little bit of information in here you could put in here for the credit card, but again, it's not going to charge their credit card. So let's just say for this one it's going to be an invoice. This is not a renewal from last year, and you can put in any contract details that you want on this. Trade agreements here, you've got trade details you could put in about what that includes, but you can also have if you don't have that for a cash deal, it's contract details here. So pending, maybe perhaps this is pending the board of directors review. Next meeting is March 1. So just kind of a way to communicate, put something in the contract here that says, hey, this is, I may have to do something with this later. So, okay, so we found the product, filled it out, and we submitted it. Just click this button at the bottom here just to submit the contract to the chamber. And that's it. From your side, your contract has now been submitted into the chamber, and now it's up for their review. and they received an email in their inbox. And your screen here, you see what looks like a QuickBooks-esque looking invoice that we feel a lot of people are familiar with how QuickBooks and basically an invoice looks. So we'll give you a nice format here laid out. A lot of information about the product and the buyer and who it's been sold to. A little important note here is that the contract number is listed up here for you guys. So if you need to call into the chamber and say, well, it's contract 4023 there, that's a way that they can quickly look that up in the system as well. So and again, all that information about the benefits, obligations, the cost, all of that, and then my note I put in there as well. Now down here, Sherry is telling me that you guys, she wants you guys to print these off and have the customer sign, and then you can PDF them in or fax them back into the chamber so that they have a hard signature for approval. There's an electronic way that can happen, but for this chamber, she would like you guys to print, sign, and fax those. She'll have more details about that outside of this training session. Down here at the bottom, contract status history. This kind of leads into my next point, which is you can actually communicate about the contracts, inside the contracts, and update the contract status directly. So let me scroll up to the top here. You got a three links on here. You can print this thing, update the contract status, as I mentioned. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you can actually share this contract with other people using this rather long URL. You can right-click and copy that link address, and then you could share this with anybody else who has this link. Think of this much like Picasa or Flickr or any photo or YouTube or anything where it's technically a private link, so that if people have the link, they can get to it, but people just can't browse around and find this on the internet. We find this is useful for people that purchase something and then they go across and they have to share it with somebody in accounting or some other department, and they say, hey, we just bought this thing, cut them a check or whatever. They do not have to have a login to the system. So that link will get them right back to this contract. A pretty nice little way there. So let's say I want to update this contract status. And again, this is just a way that you could communicate back with other people, with the campaign administrators or anything like that. Maybe you want to change this to pending customer action, because we said that the waiting on board meeting on March 1. So again, just kind of, you're marking it, you're telling the chamber also, hey, don't do anything yet. We don't, I've kind of put this in here, but I'm not really sure if they're going to go for it yet, kind of a deal. And then this is going to email out to the buyer to know what's going on. You can also add other people into the system here. So you can put Bob, you can add, blast this thing all over the planet if you want, and Jane at jane.com. So if you want, and then when I save changes, those emails will fly out and the contract status will be updated. So that's how you record a contract and update the contract status. Anybody have any questions?
Unmuted.
No?
No?
Okay. I'm going to go into the My Sales tab. Okay, so now you've recorded these contracts. Now how are you going to track them in the system? And this has already hopped over to the My Sales tab, but if I click that, it's going to show you the information on the My Sales tab. A lot of people use this as they bookmark it for the whole campaign, because this is kind of command and control for all of your contracts. So you'll see this drop down at the top if you're a team leader. Jocelyn is a team leader for the Bucket Media team, and so she can actually hop this screen around and look at the same information for other members of her team. If you're not a team member, you won't see that. If you're a division captain or anything like that, you will see additional information there. But let's just concentrate on Jocelyn here for a minute and show that she's got contracts here. She's kind of sales summary there. Here's all the contracts that are sold in the system. The nice part about this part is that you can actually filter this out. Let me magnify this up a bit again, so I know it's probably kind of small on that screen. Okay. So if I say show all, this is going to show me every contract that you've got pending in the system here. So let me scroll down a bit. And so you see there's the pending customer one we just changed, and then these have been submitted and have not been reviewed by the chamber staff yet. And then here's the sold items as well. So if you need to go in and update these contracts or anything, you just click this link here and actually get into that information. So, okay, so let me scroll down here a bit. And here you see we've got cash sales and trade sales. This is your actual award progress towards the trip and other items. So here you see that these blue items, this is actually when she was actually awarded. So actually back on February 2nd, she actually received her campaign gift, and it looks like a $75 check. It looks like she's got a little work to do to get to the next level, and it looks like sell just $200 more to qualify for that. So obviously the most important thing everybody asks about is the trip. So how much more do I have to be to get on the trip? For the trip, you have to make $7,000. Well, for you guys, I believe it's $10,000, but in this system it shows $7,000. So for this, she needs $4,500 more in cash sales incentives credits to qualify. So there, you don't have to call and find out, hey, how we doing? You don't have to check on things. You can actually check all of it right here and watch all of your contracts. So same things down here in the trade as well. Trades do not count towards the trip, but obviously they do count towards cash awards as well. I don't have it in this system right now. I should have done that. But if you're qualified for something but you have not been paid yet, it'll be a green line, and it'll just say, hey, you're going to get your check at the next award session, reward session. I think you're having them once a week currently. So that's how you're going to track your sales. Pretty straightforward there, I think. So that's the Sell tab and the My Sales tab. Does anybody have any questions on the My Sales tab?
Unmuted.
Nope. Okay. Okay, one more part. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go back to that Sell tab and show you how to renew a contract that's already in the system. So basically, we've got a whole bunch of contracts in here for you guys already. The process of putting something new in, I've explained already. But the stuff that's from last year, let's take a look at that. I'm going to click on this the second tab here. By the way, we have a third tab that's going to show up. Another session asked about it. They wanted to know if they could search for companies. Currently, you could search for products, but you could not search for companies. We're actually in the middle of working on that right now, actually, and that we expect to have that sometime in the middle of either beginning or middle of next week. So keep an eye out for that right here. But anyway, here's my renewals for last year's sales, and basically this is every contract we have in the system from last year. This is going to give you kind of an action row or action column to actually see what's going on the right-hand side here. Contracts you have not touched yet, contracts you have renewed, and then the actual status of those contracts, and a link straight back to them as well. So again, some other people at the beginning of the campaign bookmark this page as a place that they could go to kind of have a worksheet of what they need to do and who they need to call and that. So here's one. This one has been submitted. We've got a couple contracts here approved as well. We have contracts. Here's how you would get to that contract from last year. Again, let me magnify that up a bit. Basically, you guys didn't have contract numbers last year, but this is kind of a side benefit of us entering your old data for you there. You can actually click on that to get all the details of that contract from last year if you'd like. And you can also click on the names of these companies. Brings me to an important point there. Anywhere you see a link for obviously the company name, you can click on that, get more detailed information about that company. Let me just click on those while I'm talking through that, and I'll show you how you could see what those companies have bought in the past and the likes. So magnify that down a little bit again. Okay, so to renew something, obviously you just click renew this. If you're in your blackout period, your renewal period like you guys are now, basically the wording is a little different. It just says only you can renew this because the system protects contract sales. Like here's a membership to Aaron's Sales and Lease. It's protecting that a new membership sale to them in your blackout period. So I just clicked that renew this, and I'm already halfway done with the process. Here's the contract. All I have to do is fill it out. It's already populated with the name of the company. The buyer may have changed, so we let you change that. Maybe it's Kyle now, but we don't let you change the name of the company because obviously it's a renewal, and that's what this is telling you here. It's like, hey, it's a renewal. So an important part of this, and I'll show you how to add a new member here in a minute, but memberships, you guys have a tiered pricing structure, or you'll have some type of instructions here on how to calculate how much they pay. I believe for your campaign, you've got tiered pricing based on number of employees. So if this just works out to be $600, great. Put your $600 in there. and you're good to go. So pick the payment method. Let's say you invoice. I'm not sure. Again, Sherry will have details on what you're going to allow for payment methods. I don't know if you allow invoicing or checks or whatever for the payment methods, but that's there. And we've already checked this box for you that it's a renewal. Filled this information out. Obviously, you can add more information in here if you want, and submit the contract. So there's no need to search. We've already found things for you. You clicked one button to renew it, one button to submit it, and you're done. So you fold it in. Memberships fold in just like sponsorships. They look exactly the same way. The contracts are identical here. Again, let me magnify that out a little bit. So same deal. It looks like a QuickBooks invoice. You could print this off, have them sign it, fax it back in or whatever, and you're good to go. So that's how you renew a sale. Any questions on that?
Unmuted.
Okay. Couple more things. Let's see, what was I covering there? I covered this my sale, my tabs. Okay, the homepage, how to add a new membership. That was one of the things I forgot to show you. Selling a new membership right here. Click on that link. This will take you to a abbreviated screen for basically entering a new member. First name, last name. You want to populate this as much as you possibly can. The important part about this is that you've got all this information down here when you're creating a new company will be put into the membership management system that your chamber uses, so that it will actually go out on the website so people can go and find that company in the chamber member directory online. So if you need to put in Mike's Painting, put in Mike's Painting, mikespainting.com, whatever the address is. Why does it say guns? That's weird. Lubbock, Texas, and then 555. I'm sorry, I don't know your zip code. I should. Okay, so the difference here is that you enter this information. I click this button, and it's going to take you straight into the membership contract directly. So you don't even have to mess with finding the product. You just created that information. You went straight into the contract. You fill this out with that again, how much the membership total is. So this one's $575. Great. Yes, this cash is fine. Submit contract. And that's it. Boy, I'm getting a lot of mail here. So that's how you create a new contract, a new membership, and how you enter them into the system. So let me talk about a couple ancillary things real fast. We've got, again, I talked about this leaderboard on the right-hand side here. And that I think I clicked on that to start it. Okay, great. The leaderboard here for week 2 it basically shows you overall campaign progress. This is a goal grid. You can ignore this if you don't really care about goals and individual new events and cash and trade and all that. You guys are probably real concerned about this, the top performers for the current week. This gives you the top individuals, the top teams, and the top divisions for the current week that you're in. If people are not on teams or they are on teams, obviously you see that loaded up here. Jocelyn's doing pretty good. She has 2 contracts, but she has not total sales credit for that. And then top performers campaign start through week 2. This kind of gives you the overall campaign so far. So you've got individuals, top teams, top divisions as well. And then we actually break it down for you down here. We actually give you all the details of sales, team sales for that. So if they didn't make the top 10 or whatever, you can still at least see all the sales for this week. If there's, I don't have a lot in here, but you've got sales for different groups in that part as well. So another ancillary thing I'd like to talk about is the obviously you see people's pictures. You'll see the pictures if they're linked to Facebook. You can actually click on them to actually see their information. You can edit your information in the system as well. Up here on the top, right here on the top, it says "Welcome Jocelyn." It'll be your name there. If you click that link, you'll be taken to this exact same page, and this is where you can disconnect it from your Facebook account or reconnect it if you'd like, and go in there and you can actually edit your profile. This information obviously is visible to other users, so if you want to share your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your Facebook, whatever, you could do that. You want to update your cell phone, if you want people to have that or not, great, put that in there. The nice part about this, again, is here's all your contracts from the current year. We showed you another way to see that, but this screen's important if you want to see stuff from the previous year as well. So I just folded that one up by clicking, but here Jocelyn's been in here for 4 years, so I see all of her sales from 2010, 2009. So if you want to come back out here and prospect around and say, hey, I need to, okay, wait, it looks like I went and talked to Brown Printing back in 2009. I can actually click on the link to Brown Printing and see what Brown Printing bought. So I'm seeing it both ways. I've got what I sold and who bought, and so I can get that from both angles. So here I see the actual company information listed on the screen, including all their contact information, and then you've got the contracts from the current year and then anything they bought in previous years as well, and who sold that. So here's Emily Price actually sold something. Emily Price sold a couple times. Emily and Jocelyn worked together, so they kind of tag team on customers. So that's how you see the companies. That's how you see what people have bought, what people have sold, and the likes. I opened a couple of the tabs here. I don't think there was anything useful in those. So that's pretty much it. Any other questions?
I'm muted.
Okay.
Okay.
Sherry, did I miss anything?
Joey, did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, great.
Okay, great.
If you have any more feedback or you want to ask questions later, please direct those questions to Sherry. Know that almost every feature you're looking at was directly requested by other salespeople just like you from other chambers. So we'd love to hear new ideas. You guys are living in the system and experiencing it. We want to do everything we can to help you succeed. So if you have problems or questions, please let Sherry know, and she'll get that information back to us. We can go from there. So thanks, everybody. Good luck selling.
Thanks, Steve.